So starting on the floor, have a rolled up yoga mat. So you can either be laying on one and have a rolled one or just the rolled one. But we will put the rolled one up under our knees and then we will bridge up and slide it up underneath our hips. So bridge up, sliding it right up underneath. So think of the top of your sacrum right at the top of your roll there. So we're just going to start with some few simple breaths. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Allow those shoulder blades to imprint onto the floor. With each exhale, allow your body to soften. On your next exhale, let one leg come down, allowing the front of that hip to open. On your next exhale, bring that leg up, change sides. Take the other one to the floor. Once again, allowing the front of that hip to open. On your next exhale, bring that leg up. Take the hips side to side, knees go side to side. Just feeling that stretch down the outside edge of the hips. Excellent. I'm going to bring the left leg, right leg, your right, my left, to the chest, and then slowly lengthen the other leg down. Once again, allowing the front of that hip to open. On your next exhale, we're going to bend that knee, change legs, change sides, bringing that knee up into the chest, letting that other leg come down. And on your next exhale, bending that knee, bringing that leg up. Kind of walk yourself up the roll just a little bit so it kind of dumps your hips up and over. Bringing the knees out to the towards the armpits and out into that happy baby, releasing that lower back even more. Two more breaths here. And slowly releasing those knees back together, walking them down one at a time, and then all the way out towards the bottom of our mat. Now we're working towards opening those hips. If it feels better to have the legs open wide, feel free to open those legs wide, shoulder blades still underneath the body, still allowing the front of the hips to open. Two more breaths here. Excellent. Slowly roll those legs in, bring the feet in. We're going to bridge up and shift over to the side and then push ourselves up. So kind of repositioning that roll. We're going to come up and over. So you do want it to be your yoga mat and not a foam roller, because we want to have that soft edge. So that top leg we're going to have to the back, bottom leg to the front, and just bending that knee, foot to the floor, and just allowing the weight of that leg to give you that stretch, supporting the head and neck with that arm underneath you. And just allowing our breath with each breath, allowing that leg to soften, allowing that stretch to happen through the top of that hip. Continue to take nice, long, deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Yeah, two more breaths here. Using that hand on your neck stick. So we're going to bring those legs together and gently pressing yourself all the way up. We're going to pull that roll out and place it in front of us. So then we're going to come back down, bring that knee up, have that arm behind us, and we're going to allow that shoulder to come back to give us that stretch across the top. Finding a place wherever is comfortable, hand either on the ribs or the hips. If you're wanting to increase that stretch, you can have your hand back here, but we want to keep that leg as connected to the roll as possible. Two more breaths here. And as you exhale, coming back towards me, bring those legs together and push yourself up to that comfortable seated position. We're going to go over to that other side. So slide on over. Roll that mat comes onto the side. And come up and over that foam roll, over the yoga rolled up mat. Bring that bottom leg forward. Top leg, knee is bent, inside of the foot, and then let the weight of that leg give you that nice stretch on the outside of that hip. With each exhale, allowing that leg, the weight of that leg to stretch a little bit more. Two more breaths here. Excellent. On your next exhale, bring those knees together. Using that top hand, push yourself up. Bring that yoga mat in front. You're gonna bring that knee up and onto the yoga mat, bringing that hand behind the head and gently rotating back. Again, finding what feels comfortable, hip, the ribs. 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale, come back to that side, bring that bottom leg up, top leg on top, using that top hand. We're gonna push ourselves up to that seated position. We're gonna move our roll underneath us and off to one side. So I'm gonna shift it over to my left, your right. And then we're gonna come across it so that the right knee is over the top, just like so. I'm gonna move that leg so you can kind of see. And we're gonna let that other leg be nice and straight. And I'm gonna gently reach back for that leg and keep it propped up on that yoga mat, releasing my upper body down to increase that stretch in the quad attachment at the hip. Two more breaths here. Coming up from the upper body, slowly releasing that leg. We're going to let gravity gently pull that leg down, increasing that stretch in the hamstring. Let the toes relax, but just let the weight of your legs stretch into that hamstring. Two more breaths here. Excellent. Engage that foot. Use those arms and press yourself up. Release that knee to the floor. Slide the mat over to the other side. Again, so it can be right underneath that kneecap. We're going to come down straight on that right leg, bringing that left foot back. Working our way to that outside edge. And when you're ready, allowing your body to come down onto the floor, allowing the front, that attachment, the front of the hip and across the knee to stretch and lengthen. Two more breaths here. And slowly release that leg down. Releasing that upper body down, letting the weight of the leg. So if you need to shift forward a little bit, so it's right at the top of the kneecap, letting the weight of that leg and gravity helps stretch into that hamstring a little bit. On your next exhale, using those hands, bend and engage that toe, come up off of the mat and coming back and down. So adjust your mat if it's starting to come unrolled. So now we're going to take that mat. Excuse me. Take the mat and you're going to put it towards. Take your mat and put it towards the top of your yoga mat. And you're going to come across and you want the mat about where the bottom of your shoulder blades are. So that's about rib 7. So you're going to come down and lay across that. So we're going to support the head and neck and slowly take it back, opening up the rib cage, supporting that head. So we're going to slowly start to wring out the spine, taking the legs right to left. With our exhale to the side, inhale to the center, and exhale to the side. Inhale back to center. Nice long exhales. One more time each side. And then coming back to center, kind of walk yourself down. So then that yoga roll is right underneath your armpit. And you're just going to inhale as you open, head to the floor, exhale as you come up. Inhale as you open, and exhale as you come up, making sure you're not pulling on the head and neck, just allowing it to glide in your hands. Gently tuck that tailbone at the top, pressing your back into the floor as you exhale. So think of breathing in, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 2. Inhale, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 2 counts. 4 more, just like that. And the last 2. Last one right here. And coming out of it, giving that nice little curl, we're going to walk our bridge up, shift our hips over, and roll over to one side. So we've got that right position underneath the edge of the shoulder blade. Bringing the legs to the front corner, slight bend of the knee. We're going to support our head on that arm, taking the other arm up and over, fingers, palm towards the floor, opening up the side of the rib cage here. Remember to breathe. Nice long exhales, allowing the ribs to collapse, and big air inhales to allow it to expand. And gently turn the palm up, add a little bit of dynamic tension. We're going to engage that bottom foot, same thing, flex, pushing through, heel comes to the floor. Just think of lengthening all the way from your fingertip to your outside ankle down towards that heel. Slowly releasing that hand, pressing up with that top arm into that seated position and moving our roll over to the other side. Positioning it under the armpit at that outer edge of the shoulder blade, having that fold of your yoga mat underneath you. Coming onto that side, again, you're at the edge of that shoulder blade, supporting that head and neck. And when you're ready, let that hand come up and over, palm to the floor, opening that side body through that rib cage. On your next exhale, turn that hand over. We're going to engage that top foot, flex, pressing through that heel, letting it come down, lengthening all the way from the fingertips to that outside ankle down towards that heel. And slowly exhaling, turning that hand over, relaxing that leg, bringing that arm right in front of the chest. On your next exhale, go ahead and push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Quickly grab a drink and then we'll move on. Excellent. So coming back to our nice little roll here, we are going to use it underneath the back of the head. So coming onto our backs, having our head on the roll, and you want it just slightly back right there. So it rolls forward when you lift your chin, and then it kind of rolls back when you drop it. Inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you lower. Keeping the knees bent. Exhaling as you drop it in. Inhaling as you lift. Last two. And last one. Excellent. Go ahead and bring your arms back in front. Bridge up, shift your hips to one side, roll to one side. So your head is on your yoga mat there. And then you're just going to lift up and back down. Exhale and inhale. Last four. Two more. And last one. Excellent. So from here, kind of roll it just a little bit so it's more at your temple, not so much on your ear. And then you're going to roll your nose to the ceiling and back down. Inhaling and exhaling. Two more breaths. And last one. Excellent. Keeping the head here, we're going to take that bottom hand out. Top hand, we're going to reach to the same length as the bottom hand and then pull it back. We're going to take that head in that same direction we were just going and open it up. Take the arm long. Inhaling, exhaling as you come back and open. Last 4. Two more. And last one. Inhaling back on over, bringing that top hand in front, using it to push yourself up to that comfortable seated position, grabbing that yoga mat over to the other side. Finding that comfortable position on our side, ear on the yoga mat. And we are going to hold that mat with our head or with our hand lifting up. So we exhale, inhale as we lower. Ear to the shoulder. Last 2. And last 1. Excellent. And move that mat so it's at the temple. And we are just going to gently rotate the nose to the ceiling and then back on over. Inhale and exhale as we rotate. Last 4, and then we'll add those arms. Two more. And last one. Excellent. Readjust that mat if you need to. And right at that temple, arm out. And we're going to exhale, opening up. Just scooch a little forward so we don't hit the wall. And bring it back in. Exhaling, open. And inhale, bring it back. Last 4. Two more. And last one. Excellent. Using that hand, we're going to push ourselves up. And we're going to roll over onto our tummies. So shifting on over. Finding a comfortable position on our stomach. And we're going to take our forehead to our mat. First, we're going to stay here in our nice Sphinx position, gently flexing through the wrists as well as the back. Make sure you're thinking up and over, pulling the shoulder blades down your back so there's no pinching in your back. Think of opening the chest. And on your next exhale, slowly coming down, positioning that mat. And if you need to flatten it out, flatten it a little bit so you don't end up getting a kink in your neck or even letting some of the roll out. So you feel like your nose can almost touch the floor. As the weight of your head comes into that yoga mat. And we're just relaxing our hands in front here. Allowing your jaw to soften with each breath. Really feel for your pinky toes. Don't let your knees roll in. Don't let your legs roll in. Feeling for those pinky toes. Couple more breaths here. And on your next exhale, you're going to release that mat out from in front of you, away from your forehead. Here we go. And then making a little diamond with your hands, bringing your head back down. So like your thumbs are right at the bridge of your nose and allowing your head to rest on your hands. So now your nose is barely touching the floor. Two more breaths here. Excellent. On your next inhale, coming up, lengthening through one side, rolling all the way onto your back, shifting back onto your mat, walking those feet down into and prepping for our Shavasana. Before we go into our Shavasana, we're going to activate our feet and just flap our feet so it gets our head bobbing. On your next exhale, relax those feet and just wait for your body to settle in. Walk the shoulder blades underneath your body. And settle yourself into your Savasana. 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale, walking those feet up one at a time and gently bringing your knees up to your chest, rolling side to side, massaging that low back. And when you're ready, let those legs fall to the left side of the body, turning your head and neck away from those knees, resting your hands on your rib cage. And on your next exhale, slowly bring those legs up to the center and letting those legs fall to the right side of the body. Once again, turning your head and neck away from your knees. On your next exhale, find a comfortable position on your right side of your body. I'm gonna flip so I can be on my right side and face you. Supporting that head and neck, knees up to the chest. On your next exhale, using that top hand, push yourself up to that comfortable seated position, crossing those legs. Slowly begin circling around. Two more. And coming up, changing legs, changing directions. And coming center, shrug those shoulders up and around, press to the front, rounding out through the spine. And up and around, pressing out to the side. And up and around, pressing to the back, turning the hands over. Big inhale up, breathing in one for the mind. Exhaling to the side. Breathing in one for the body. Exhaling to the other side. And breathing in one for the spirit, bringing the hands heart center. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Have a fabulous day, and I hope you enjoyed these stretches today. Have a great one.